We are in a new renaissance, Tucker. Wouldn't you agree? We're going to have the 4 best years of our lives.
I really fervently hope so. I mean, it's such a wonderful country, the best country, led by the worst people. And I hope that, they are out of the way and just let normal, as Trump said in his inaugural, it's just common sense. This is not a triumph of ideology. We're not whiplashing from one extreme to another. I think we're coming back to the center, at best anyway, we're coming back to the center of like reasonable behavior, merit-based rewards, colorblind assessments, trying to have policies that help actual people, not some crazed idea that you came up with in, the Graduate School of Sociology at Yale. I mean, just like normal people have some power once again. And that's the goal anyway. That's the promise. And I think we could do it. I mean, I do.
But don't you feel freer? I felt when Trump won, which I didn't expect to happen, by the way, until the last minute. I felt as though I had just escaped bondage. I felt like we got out of a gulag in this country. And had she won, had the other party won, they would have ratcheted down against people like you and me, as sure as I'm sitting here.
Oh, man.
Right?
Well, you're exactly right. The other night I was somewhere. I was in Washington. I was at dinner, and someone came up to me. I was on my way to the men's room, and I ran into this old friend of mine, and he just got out of prison. And I was thinking about this, like, how many people do I know who went to prison in the last 4 years? Like, I know a bunch of people went to prison on political crimes. The number of people they locked up and had, the FBI show up at their house and threaten them. And then I think there are probably some people who got really hurt. Can't prove it, but I think that's likely. But the political repression that we've been living under is insane. I never thought I would live in a country like this at all. It is
I did not
repressive. And
I feel like
that's
Cuba,
the country we've been living in.
I feel like we just got here on a raft from Cuba, and we now arrived in America. I mean, we're like boat people now with Trump. No, I mean, I watched the guy speak, and he's exactly like that in person, as you well know. That's the thing about Donald Trump, is what you see is what you get in person. So I was once with him on Air Force One. You'll love this story. Don't ask how. It was through somebody. And so we flew a short flight from Menlo Park, wherever that airport is, that one down to L.A. to a fundraiser.
Yeah.
I got on at the last second. They told me it normally takes 4 months for clearance. We're going to get you on. It took 15 minutes. I got on. He didn't expect me to be on the plane. So you know how Donald is. So whoever brought me on, they bring me in the last 5 minutes, and he's sitting in the flying Oval Office, and he looks at me. He says, he doesn't even look at me. He says, "What's he doing here?" without pointing at me. So I'm from Queens. I knew what he was doing. I didn't take it personally. Other people would have shrunk and run out of the room. I said, "Donald, stop. You need me." "I don't need you." I said, "You do need me." I said, you have people in the media who love you, and I love you. But I said, we disagree on the environment. We disagree. And I said, you need my people because they listen to you. Anyway, he brings out, I was starving to death. I hadn't eaten all day. Here's the point of the story. His valet brings out 2 kosher hot dogs, and I'm not kosher, but I was starving and I don't eat a lot of meat. And he looks at me, the most powerful man in the world, and he says, "Well, do you want one?" He leans over the desk. I said, "Yeah, I was starving." And then, to show you how sensitive he is, he says, "You want mustard or ketchup?" This is the most powerful man in the world. What's the point of the story when I tell it? He's an extremely sensitive human being to people who are near him. I took the ketchup, by the way. The mustard. I don't eat a lot of sugar.
Good call. You're smart to always choose mustard over ketchup. I've lived by that, and I feel good.